Welcome back. Today we will see a very important component of marketing mix, which is the third P, which is place mix. According to place mix, it is a process which helps in physically transferring the goods manufactured to the end users. There are various elements in the place mix. The place mix is also called as distribution mix. So the first element is distribution. It is a process or it involves all those activities which help in moving the goods from the producer to the consumer. Coverage. In coverage, they study the marketplace and they also find out the various strategies, the promotional strategies, how they can reach the maximum market. Location. Location is the place where you need to physically distribute the product. Inventory. In inventory, you will see what is the actual demand, what is the supply, and how you are going to stock the product. Transport. Transport is one of the very important element of distribution mix, which helps in actually transferring the goods from the producer to the end user. So we will just see the first element of distribution mix or place mix, that is distribution. So it is divided into two types: channels of distribution and physical distribution. Channels of distribution basically are the intermediaries who help in moving the goods from the producer to the consumer. Physical distribution basically relates with handling on all the activities which will facilitate in smooth flow of goods from the producer to the consumer. So there are various activities like order processing, handling of the goods, packaging, warehousing, transportation, inventory control, and customer service. So this was regarding what is distribution and what are the two activities of distribution. Physical distribution is basically transferring the goods from the place of production to the place of consumption, and the channels of distribution helps in the free and smooth flow of goods. Now we will see a very important question that comes in front of every producer. Which channel of distribution do we select? That is why we will see what are the various factors that affect the choice of selection of a distribution channel. There are 5 factors which influence the channel selection. The first one is the nature of the product. Second, the nature of the market. Third, the nature of the middleman. Fourth, the nature and size of the manufacturing unit. And the last is government regulations, policies, and competition. We'll study each factor in detail. Okay, coming to the first one, the nature of the product. Product plays a very important role in selection of distribution channel. It also depends upon what type of product it is. Now you see from the below points. The first one, perishability. Now, when we say perishability, perishability basically means it has got a very less shelf life, or it may get deteriorated very soon. So when the products are easily perishable, you will select a shorter distribution channel. You can take for example the vegetables, fruits always are perishable, and they select a very short distribution channel. Like, there are the farmers produce, they sell it to the agents will come and select in the market. So the distribution channel is very less when the product is perishable. And coming to the next, size and weight of the product. When the size and weight of the size of the product is very small, and the weight is also very less, then you will tend to go for a larger distribution channel. But when the size of the product and the weight of the product is more, you will go for a shorter distribution channel. Because of the size and the weight, it may increase the cost of transportation. Okay. Coming to third point, unit value of the product. Now basically, unit value of a product means the cost of production of one unit. If the unit value, you can take for example the unit value of a pen, pencil, or all the stationery is very less. So when the unit value is very less, the channel of distribution is long. But when the unit value of a product is more, that is producing one product is more, definitely the choice of channel of distribution becomes very small. So it basically, if the unit is small, like when unit value is less, like you produce more, when you produce in bulk, you may sell it through various distribution channels which will be finally taken by retailers, and the retailers will sell it to the consumers. Coming to the next, that is standardization. Standardization, basically, you can call standardization is where you customize a product, or you develop a product as per certain rules, as per certain standard. That is called as standardization. So the more standardized your product is, the less channel of distribution, the less the standardization of the product. When you're producing in bulk and you are not putting much concern on the quality but more on quantity, at that time you can depend on longer channel of distribution. Coming to the next, technical nature of the product. Now, technical nature, the basic meaning here is when there are products which needs an explanation, where everybody, it cannot be sold directly to a retail outlet, then you will go for shorter channel of distribution. You can take, for example, TV, refrigerator, then AC. These are all products of technical nature where you have to be explained about the product, then only you will purchase it. So here the channel of distribution will be very less. You can take, for example, there are manufacturers, they directly deal with dealers. So there is a shorter channel of distribution. Coming to the next, that is product lines. Now we have already seen in the first, that is product mix, about product lines. The more the number of product line, that is the more number of products the company produces, the less will be the channel of distribution. They will have their own outlet, but when they have very less product lines, they will depend on more and more distribution channel. Okay, so we have completed the first factor influencing the channel choice, that is nature of product. Moving on to the second, that is nature of the market. Okay, the first one is consumer of industrial market. Here they have divided the goods on the basis of industrial goods and consumer goods. Now when it is industrial goods are basically, they will be components. So when it comes to industrial goods, here the channel choice of selection will be small. So there will be small manufacturer who will be manufacturing the component, and they will directly sell it to the producer who use it for further production of the product, right? But if it is consumer goods, when it is consumer goods, definitely it will take a longer channel of selection. Then coming to the next, that is number of prospective buyers. Now, if we have very less number of buyers and we know the market, right? Less number of buyers and we know the market, the channel of distribution will be very small. But when there are many buyers and they are located at different places, at that time you have to depend on more and more intermediaries. The channel of distribution becomes long. The third one is size of the order. Again, when the size of the order is very small, right, you can send it through various distribution channel. But when the size of the order is very big, definitely it will add to the transportation cost. So you will find the shortest channel of distribution. Okay, coming to the next, that is geographic concentration of market. Geographic concentration of market is where is the marketplace. If the marketplace is near, right, and it is easily accessible to the organization, definitely you will have your own outlet, or you'll go to the market and you will sell the produce. But if it is scattered, when the market is scattered, you will depend on more and more marketing intermediaries. Then coming to the last, that is buying habits of the customers. Okay, now every customer has got a different buying habits. Few may buy it online, few may like to go to one-stop shop where everything is available at one particular place. So these are all the buying habits. Then Then few customers, they like to be explained, they want a detailed explanation about the product. So depending on the habits of customers, the channel of distribution also increases or it decreases. Okay. So we have finished two factors that influence the selection of channel of distribution. Coming to the third, the nature of middlemen. Now everybody knows, like, you cannot distribute the product directly in the market. It would totally have to depend on the middlemen. So let us see what are the various factors that influence, because of the nature of middlemen, you select the distribution channel. First one is cost of distribution of goods, right? Then, like, if the cost of distribution of goods is really very high and the manufacturer themselves cannot do it, definitely they will depend on middlemen, because middlemen know it better. They have better idea of what the market is, they know where the customers are. So here you depend more on the middlemen. So availability of desired middlemen. Now, all middlemen may not be very efficient in selling your product. There will be a few middlemen who are really good at selling the product. And nowadays, middlemen go more with branded products, but because it is easy to sell, people give importance to brand, so it is very easy to sell. So that is why they say availability of desired middlemen. Middlemen prefer more branded products, that is why they will not go for local made product. They say it is very difficult to sell the local. So that is why availability of desired middlemen plays a very important role in selecting the channel of distribution. So the next, unsuitable marketing policies for middlemen. Every organization will have marketing policies, and they will have a special marketing policy for the middlemen. Few organizations, they will be favorable towards the middlemen, they will get commission on selling each and every product, but few marketing policies will be very stringent. If the policies are very strict, very stringent, the middlemen definitely would not like to sell the product of that particular company. Now the services provided by middlemen like storage, credit facilities also play a very important role. Now, if the middleman is providing all these facilities of storage, credit facilities, transportation, everything is done by the middleman, definitely the manufacturer will depend on them. You can take, for example, all the e-commerce, they are depending more on the wholesaler, right? Because they give them various facilities like storage and credit facilities. So if the middleman is giving all such facilities, definitely the manufacturer will depend on them. Next, ensuring greater volume of sales. Now it is very important. See, the producer will produce the product. He may not know how to sell the product. So they will depend on the middleman. So when the middleman ensures that, yes, I will help you in selling your product, definitely they will depend on middleman. But if the middleman does not give a confidence on selling the product or volume of sales, definitely you will not depend on the middleman. Last one is reputation and financial soundness of the middleman. If the middleman is very reputed, many of the retailers know about this particular middleman and he has got good reputation and financial soundness, definitely the organization or the business will depend on such middlemen. So these are the various factors related to middlemen that affect the channel of selection. Next, the nature and size of the manufacturing unit. It basically deals with what are the objectives and policies of the company. Right? So we will see in detail what are the policies and how they are favorable towards having a middleman or not having a middleman. Now, manufacturer's reputation and financial stability. If the manufacturer's reputation and financial stability is really very strong, it will definitely uh, reduce the channel of distribution. He can have his or her own outlet where they can sell their products. Okay. Then next, ability and experience of the undertaking. If the experience, like the organization has a very good ability and experience of marketing, understanding the consumer preferences, right, and marketing the products, definitely they will not depend on the marketing intermediaries. If their ability and experience is very good regarding the market, they themselves will sell the product, they will have their own retail outlet. Next is desire for control of channel. Right, there are many big organizations that are so influential that they tend to control the channel of distribution. So if they are really very prominent and they have the ability to control, they can sell the product through channel of distribution, and they can have a control over the channel of distribution. Coming to the next, industrial convention. Okay, basic meaning of this is like if all the industries come together and they make a common policy that they will find a common platform to sell their product, they will not depend more on the marketing intermediaries. They will become self-sufficient and they will try to market their products on their own. Now the next is services provided by the manufacturer. Now if the manufacturer is independent enough and he has got a good turnover, definitely he can sell his own products. But if the manufacturer does not have enough knowledge about the market, he does not know how to sell his produce, he has to depend on the marketing intermediaries. Okay, so this was the fourth point regarding the nature and size of manufacturing unit. Coming to the next, fifth point, that is government regulations and policies and competition. Every government has different rules and regulation and policies, right? They keep changing it. Now the government may suddenly impose certain restriction on wholesale trade. Then they may take over the distribution of certain products. Then you can take same example of competition, where due to competition they do not want, like there is neck to neck competition between the distributors. So to avoid that competition, and so that the consumer as well as the manufacturer gets exploited, the manufacturer may have their own retail outlet where they can sell their own product. So the government regulations and competition also play a very important role in selecting the channel of distribution. Again, so we have completed all the 5 points of how these factors influence the choice of selection of distribution. Okay, so we will continue in the next we'll continue next time. Thank you.